Good morning. I'm Monique Miller, a member of our Board of Advisors. So Tina, Tiffany, and Marie asked me, you had to know that when you asked me to do the Madison Minute this morning, it was going to turn into a Madison moment, because this is a very special day. So I ask for your indulgence. George Mason, a man who shied away from the spotlight, was a history and policy wonk who studied the great freedom documents of our past. Great men like Jefferson and Madison deferred to Mason in matters of political theory. Some might call Mason a founding grandfather. Mason authored the Virginia Declaration of Rights, which began that all men are by nature equally free and independent and have certain inherent rights, of which, when they enter into a state of society, they cannot, by any compact, deprive or divest their posterity, namely the enjoyment of life and liberty, with the means of acquiring and possessing property, and pursuing and obtaining happiness and safety. His declaration was adopted by the Virginia Constitutional Convention on June 16, 1776, and clearly influenced a famous work by Thomas Jefferson. Only a couple of weeks later, on this day, July 2nd, 1776, right here in Philadelphia, the Continental Congress voted to declare independence from England. Our founding fathers knew the enormity of the risks they were taking. They were literally putting their lives and fortunes on the line. John Adams captured the sentiment in a letter he wrote to his wife, Abigail Adams, one of the original Moms for Liberty. The second day of July, 1776, will be the most memorable epocha in the history of America. I am apt to believe that it will be celebrated by succeeding generations as a great anniversary festival. It ought to be commemorated as a day of deliverance by solemn acts of devotion to God Almighty. You might think me transported with enthusiasm, but I am not. I am well aware of the toil and blood and treasure it will cost us to maintain this declaration and support and defend these states. Yet through all of the gloom, I can see the rays of ravishing light and glory. I can see that the end is more than worth all of the means. George Mason's work on Virginia's Declaration went on to serve as the basis of the Bill of Rights, known to many as the Blessings of Liberty. The closing words of Mason's Declaration remain as true today as they were in his time, that no free government or blessings of liberty can be preserved to any people but by a firm adherence to justice, moderation, temperance, frugality, and virtues, and by frequent recurrence to fundamental principles. Thank you.